Hello world, it's Rational Pi. We're going to go ahead and take a break from our projects right now to start a series of videos called 5 Things on R Programming. I'm sure there's plenty of listing videos that are on YouTube, and I wanted to go ahead and try my hand at that to release some really interesting and fun new things that I find on Reddit's programming subreddit. Without further ado, the first thing we're going to go ahead and go over is an artificial intelligence video that was presented by Tantmar on the programming subreddit, and it was uploaded to YouTube by Seth Bling. The links to both the Reddit comment section and the video itself are going to be in the description below. But what it is, it's a simple 5-minute 57-second video regarding neural networks and how this program that was developed in Lua, again called Mario, I get it. What it does is it learns various ways to traverse the first level in Super Mario World. In the video, it went over how the very first generation, all it did was just stand there and kept going and kept going and kept going until eventually it learned that pressing right is the favorable thing to do, and that's what helped it progress. Eventually, what ended up happening after it appears 34 generations of this learning, it was able to completely complete the first level in Super Mario World. So it was a really, really neat video to watch. It gives a really good explanation of what neural networks are, how they work. In the description of the video is actually a source code for the Mario and a paper regarding the NEAT system. So it's a really cool thing to check out if you're into artificial intelligence, which I know I am. It gives a really good explanation on how computers are able to learn. So please check that out, and on to number 2. Our second thing we're going to cover today was presented on the subreddit by Will Varvar. Sorry if I messed that up. And it's about JPS, which is Jump Point Search plus GoBounding, and it gives over 1,000 times faster results than A star. Now, what does that mean? It's again going with the artificial intelligence side of things, and A star, JPS plus, GoBounding, they're all different versions of being able to try to find a specific node or a specific goal within a grid or a nav mesh type of game or something along those lines. A star is currently what is taught in the artificial intelligence class that I was taking, and it's a very, very simple way to explain what that is. And the reason I'm not going to go into much detail today is because I'm actually planning on doing a star search project later on. JPS, what that is Jump Point Search. And what that does is it takes all of the favorable nodes that was found previously, and it jumps between one point and another so the effective what it's trying to do is trying to prune or get rid of the amount of nodes it needs to search for. Pretty simple, okay? Because if you have a preconceived notion on what is acceptable and what is good and what's not good, then you don't have to keep going over the same things over and over again. Well, what JPS plus GoBounding does, it makes it to where not only do you not go the wrong way ever, it also makes it to where you don't have to go over redundant pieces of code or redundant pieces of the map. So some interesting information regarding these two things is, and the website is the GDC Vault, and the speaker for the video is Steve Rabin. And some interesting pieces of information are that JPS Plus only calculates one value per edge, and it runs at only n or O to the power of n computing speed, which is actually really good because it computes based on however many nodes it needs to calculate. However, GoBounding just itself is n squared, so it means it takes a little bit longer to calculate what needs to be done. Some interesting pieces of information also are Jump Point, it avoids redundant paths. GoBounding avoids wrong directions. GoBounding can be applied to different algorithms such as Dijkstra, A+, and it requires a non-uniform cost of the different nodes. So let's say you're in the middle node here and there's nodes all the way around you. the nodes can be different values, and so it can take a different path based on those different values. Jump point search, it requires that every node have the same cost. So for it to go to this node, it requires 1. For it to go to this node, it requires 1, and so on and so forth. Now, when you mix these together, JPS plus GoBounding, it can only work on a grid structure, which means you cannot change the map because it requires that uniform cost all the way around. So if you're interested in learning more about that, again, the links are below. It's a very fascinating talk. It's about 25 minutes for this one. And let's go ahead and jump to the next topic. The third thing I'd like to cover today was presented by user Avinash on the Reddit boards, and it presents a list of software engineering blogs. It's from a GitHub website. It's part of the README on that GitHub page, and it has, you know, a long list of different companies, individuals, and group contributor blogs that go over different pieces of information in different aspects of software engineering. So if you're aspiring to become a software engineer, I know I'm looking to learn a lot more myself, so I'll probably be going through a few of these myself. Let's see if we can find the user of this GitHub page. Kilim Choi is the name of the person who runs this GitHub. So please check that out if you're interested in software engineering or becoming a software engineer. The fourth thing we're going to go over today is an article written by Jake Edge on lwn.net, and that is about the, let's go ahead and get the right name, the programming talent myth. And what that says is that many interviewers today for software engineering or developer jobs expect one of two things whenever they're interviewing a applicant. That is that they're going to be really bad at programming or really good, and he describes it as a U-shaped curve. For most things, a normal distribution will be like a bell shape. And for many hiring positions, they expect them to be either really good or really bad, so there's not much in that middle area. However, you know, people like myself, and I'm sure a lot of people out there, describe themselves as okay programmers. So there's a big disparity between what people actually believe they are, where it's more of a bell-shaped curve, and a lot of us fall into that middle area, and what hiring managers expect, and that is the U-shape. So there's a lot of theory that goes into why this is. Please check that out, and let's go to our last topic. Our last thing today is going to be what's called StackSmith, and the website stacksmith.org. And what it is, it's a collaboration effort that's trying to build a software erector kit that allows beginners to quickly pick up programming. It wants to stay flexible enough, but yet powerful enough to can be used as a development environment for novices and professionals. They're looking for people to help program, to help design graphics, technical write. They're looking for UX designers, admins, community managers, and sample stack authors. It's a GitHub repository that they're working through. Again, it's stacksmith.org, and it looks like what they're trying to do is make it to where anybody can come in and utilize the software to learn programming, because as programming becomes such a vital thing in today's job market, we're going to need to teach kids, we're going to need to teach older generation people how to be able to program, or else they're just going to fall by the wayside if they have a technical position. And now as programming becomes more and more viable, they're going to need to learn those different skills. So I hope you guys found these 5 things I presented today interesting. If you guys have any topics or anything that you find online that you want me to highlight today, unfortunately I do not have the Reddit threads that the last 2 topics are from, because I emailed them to myself from Reddit, unfortunately. But from here on out, I will be sure to get those Reddit threads up there in the description. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. If you a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll see you guys next time.